My friend Catherine a few weeks ago had a call to action for us to talk about self-worth, whether it was in vlog form or blog form. And then I was like, yes, I'm totally going to talk about self-worth. I love this video. I love this topic. We're going to do it. And then I forgot. And then earlier this week, my friend Cheryl posted her video response to it. And I was like, crap, I was going to do the thing. Well, it's almost the end of March, so I'm doing the thing. And I will totally admit that self-worth is a complete up and down battle for me. And I think it is for everybody. I had a few of these moments within like the past week. It's been a weird, crazy couple weeks for me lately. And it hasn't been bad. It hasn't been a bad week, but it's definitely been interesting, especially with this topic. I went to this wedding over the weekend, and that's something I've learned. Is that it's nothing that they've done. Like, they are wonderful, awesome people. And it's a thing with me where I become way overly self-conscious. Like, we're at the wedding, and I just remember it took me so long to get out there and go on the dance floor and to have fun. Like, I saw all these other girls and how confident they were and how they were just willing to look like crazy idiot people and just have fun and let loose. And I was like, oh my gosh, how is it possible that all of these girls can just be out there and just have fun and be crazy and love themselves and not worry about what other people are thinking? And I'm over here acting like I'm a 13-year-old kid who's at their first boy-girl dance. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to dance. I'm really nervous what they're going to say about me. And it was ridiculous. And when I finally was able to just kind of get over it and just go out there and do my thing, it was fine. And people were like, glad I went out there. One of the things that I'm always really embarrassed to admit, that I've never really had a relationship. Like, there's one guy I kind of went out with like freshman year of high school, but that's pretty much it. I've had tons of guy friends, like guys who are like my brothers, I've been like super, super close to, but none that I've actually really been in a relationship with. And it's just, that's something that I really have a hard time with. I mean, I'm fine with being single. Like, I used to be at a place, like, in college and high school and stuff, where I was really insecure about it, and I saw, like, one coupling up, and all the things, and I'd be like, oh, why don't I have a boyfriend? And I'm not like that anymore. Like, I like being single. I see all the perks of being single. I really like who I am, and I really like the place where I'm at, and it's awesome. But I will have to admit, as far as I know, no one's ever wanted to date me. I mean, it's very possible that there have been guys who wanted to date me. They just haven't told me. And so if they're out there, I don't know who they are. And it's not because I haven't wanted to. Like, I've put myself out there and I have talked to guys and, like, shared my feelings. And they would never reciprocate it. There was only one other time since high school where they reciprocated, but it ended up being a really bad situation. So yeah, there are definitely times where I wonder myself with, because it's like, okay, I'm 28 years old. Like, how is it possible that it's never happened for me? And I sometimes wonder, like, is it me? Is it something that I'm doing? Is it something about me that scares them away? And I don't know. That was kind of the most terrifying confession I've ever put on the internet. And then earlier this week, I had my audition for Les Miserables this week, and I think it went pretty well, but honestly, the times I feel the most insecure are probably when I go to audition. And this particular audition was really, really scary because I went in and I was handed my audition sheet. Like, usually when you go to an audition, you have a form that you have to fill out and all that stuff, and you get a number. My number was 100. And I was there before they even started the audition. Like, the audition started at 7:30. I was there at like 7:15. And they're only taking about 45 or so adults, and there were over 100 that showed up. And that was really terrifying. I mean, yeah, it's just a community theater show. It's not like this is like a professional audition. I'm the kind of person where, like, I really don't care what role I get. Like, I put down on my form that I was auditioning for Eponine, but I would take for anything, any role. And so, I mean, I'm totally happy being a chorus girl in the back row. Like, as long as I get to sing the music, I'm totally happy and it's fine. But I was watching all these other people auditioning, and like there were people who were veterans for this group. Like they were in their current show, they've done tons of shows with this group. I've seen them perform, or I've worked with them before, and we're standing there. I was standing with this girl, and we were waiting to go into our singing audition. And she was standing there, and she was like, "I'm so nervous. I think I'm gonna puke." And the way the audition went, it was so scary. Like I just had to go in and for the singing, and it's just a couple people in there. I think I was barely in there for 5 minutes. Like it was just kind of I had to skip in the middle of my song, and it took me a while to get into it, and I just got so nervous. Just when you see other people standing there and you know the purpose of them being there is to judge you. And it's one of those like times like I feel the most insecure ever in my life. If you want to see me like this feel like being the most insecure ever, see me at an audition, because it's really terrifying. And it does make you wonder about your self-worth. I'm like, well, am I even good enough? Should I even bother? I don't even know what I'm doing here. Because you want to do something that you love, at the same time, you're kind of like, okay, I'm not even getting paid for this. When I sit here and I also think about it, your self-worth isn't based on those things. And it kind of is, I mean, like take a show, for example. I remember my high school musical director, I remember her telling us when she was doing auditions and such for our shows in high school. And she said, casting is my least favorite part of this process, because I'm always going to have to turn away really talented people. I'm always going to be disappointing someone. And I always try to remember that. And when I think about her and her husband who directed our plays, and I think about my theater professors and everything they've taught me, and how even when it's in a show and if you don't get cast, you don't get in the role, it's not necessarily because you weren't good. It's not because you're not talented. Sometimes it's just not the right fit. It's just not the right thing. And someday there will be something that is a good fit for you. And I think about the same thing with like relationships. How, okay, yeah, so I haven't had hundreds and hundreds of guys asking me out. But it doesn't mean that I'm not a great person. It doesn't mean that I'm not awesome and I don't have great qualities, or that I'm not pretty. It just means that they're not the right one. And someday there could be someone who is the right one. And as long as I find that person, who cares about the others? And I think about the wedding that I went to, and how when I just finally let go of worrying about what other people thought of me, that was when I was having the most fun and I bonded with people the most. And so those days I do have those insecure moments when I'm not sure of my worth, or I wonder if I'm ever going to meet somebody, or I'm going to die alone. I just think, I am awesome. And sometimes it's really hard to remind myself of that. And thankfully, I also have a lot of people in my life who also really support me and are there for me. I have friends and family who are like, you are awesome, and this is why you're awesome, and I'm going to tell you that. It's just nice to know that there are people in my life who do believe in me and do have confidence in me. Even when I don't have confidence in myself, I can draw it from them. But those are some of my thoughts on self-worth. Please feel free to make your own videos or write your own blog posts. March is almost over, but you have a few more days to do it. And honestly, I say make a video about self-worth even after March, because I think we all could use a pep talk about self-worth, because I want you guys to know that you are totally worth it. You're totally awesome. You totally deserve love. You deserve that job. You deserve that part in the play or the musical. And you are completely awesome. So I love your faces, and I will see you later.